map makers draw different types of maps, and each type of map has a single purpose or a single aim. So here's an example of a map. It's the continent of Africa. And here's another example of a map, which is also the continent of Africa. So it's the same continent, but it's two different types of maps. The first map on the left is a political map. And political maps, they show state and national boundaries. So it shows you the boundaries between different countries, and it also shows you the capital of a country and its major cities. And the capital is usually marked with a star, and sometimes that's within a circle. So if we look at the key here, it says the national capital would be marked with just a bolded star. So let's take a look at this map. You'll see so many different capitals, the name right next to the stars. And so this is a political map. The map over here to the right is a physical map. And physical maps, they illustrate physical features of an area. And physical features are the natural features that are not man-made, like rivers and mountains. And on a physical map, usually the water bodies are shown in blue, like we see here. Usually flat or low elevations are shown in green, and hilly or mountainous elevations are usually shown in yellow or a slightly orange color, or like an orange, brown, yellow color. So looking at this map of Africa, which area is flat and which area is hilly? The southern part of Africa, that's this area around here. Just looking at this physical map, we can see that the southern part of Africa is hilly compared to the northwestern part of Africa, which is flatter than the southern part. And we didn't have to go to Africa to figure that out. We just look at a map. So more on the different types of maps. We're looking at Africa still. The map to the left here is a resource map. And resource maps, they feature the type of natural resource or economic activity that dominates a certain area on the map. And in the example here, we see where it's color coded. So where there's the dark gray color, it represents oil being the main resource in that country. And for example, where it's pink, it represents countries whose main resource is precious metals or minerals. So that's a color-coded resource map. Whereas the map to the right is also a color-coded map, but it's a color-coded climate map. And the purpose of this map is to show the different climatic zones located throughout Africa. So for example, the red in the key here, we see where it's red, it represents a tropical wet area. But if we go in the northern section of Africa where it's peach, the key tells us that that represents desert area. So if you're planning a trip to a country and you want to go somewhere that's say wet, go ahead and take a look at the climate map of that country to get an idea of the countries or the towns or the certain areas in that town which would be wet. So here are some more maps, again, of the continent of Africa. The map over here to the left is showing Africa's religions. So it's a color-coded map to show the dominant religions in Africa. And we see that in the northern territories, the northern part of the continent, the main religion there is Islam, or the Muslims. And in the southern territories, the southern area of the continent, it's Christianity. So a map can tell us lots of details. We also see that there's a very small minority of other religions which are represented by the orange color. And the map over here to the right is Africa's colonization. This is showing us the dates along with the countries that have colonized the various countries throughout the continent. So it's color-coded again, where it's orange, it represents the British. In addition to that, we also see the year that the colonization happened. So this map is giving quite a bit of detail. Now, apart from the maps that I've just showed you, there are also road maps. And road maps, they show the major and the minor highways, roads and airports, railroad tracks of cities and other points of interest in the area. And people use road maps to plan trips and for driving directions.